8:19 a.m. in the morning on January 30th, and I am going old school. I haven't done this for a while, where I have actually talked about an experience I had pretty much right after I had it. Actually, to be completely honest with you, I had it probably a couple hours ago. But I was pretty tired, and now I was thinking, okay, just I wanted to get it out there. It was a brief experience. I also wanted to take a moment to talk about another experience that I had that I haven't put on the channel. But first, let me do the most recent one that happened tonight. And for those of you who are interested, I'll let you know a few things. I always hope as I go through this that this is helpful for you. Those of you who are trying to leave your body or have some sort of experience. The first thing is that I was thinking that I wanted to do it. It was interesting. Earlier today, I was feeling a bit restless. Wasn't sure why. I just had kind of a weird feeling. It's been kind of a weird weekend overall, but I was feeling restless, and I literally think I spent probably a few hours earlier this evening, or sort of later into the evening, I should say, just kind of tossing and turning. Again, it was just one of those nights, I guess. So, but I kind of wanted to do it. I was feeling like it would be cool to do it. So definitely the intent was there, but did I actually think I was going to accomplish it? Not really. I thought I was just going to get up again and, get on my computer. But the one thing I want to relay to you as well is that regardless, I just kind of laid there and relaxed. And again, this is really good advice for those of you who are trying to leave your body. Just hang out and relax and let it come to you. At least that usually works for me. Sometimes I do fall asleep. I have told you guys before that I do fall asleep at times, but this was not one of those times. In the background, I had basically kind of talk radio on in the background. I had talking on, did not have any kind of specific sounds, did not have storm sounds on. I was just relaxing, and just again was thinking, well, maybe it will happen, maybe it won't happen. I was uncertain, but again, I did have the intent to have an experience. Now, this experience was a beyond body experience, I believe. It was a weird one, as many of my experiences are, but very quickly, of course, for those of you who have been on the channel, you know the difference between what the beyond body is, or again, there have been some that have brought up this whole thing with reality shifting. I may be doing a Sunday episode on my thoughts on reality shifting and beyond body and the comparisons, because I know there have been people that have asked me about that. But this was definitely beyond body, and the difference between a beyond body experience and an astral projection experience is I don't feel separation when I do the beyond body. It feels as if my entire physical body is in motion, whether it's going left, going right, going up into the air. The sense that I get is that my entire physical body is doing these things, and there is no separation. So, as I was lying there, I was lying on my side. I believe I was lying on my left side, and I felt myself move toward the floor as I normally do. And, once I got into that middle space, I went down to the floor. Now, once I got there, by the way, guys, I could hear the talk in the background. This is another thing that I have talked about in regards to experiencing both astral projection and the beyond body. This feeling or this sense that you are in two places at once. I know many people think you leave your body and so you're out there and so you're no longer occupying your body. I argue that no, that is not the case. At least from my experiences, I am occupying both my body and I'm out there at the same time. The idea or the concept that one can be in one place and not another at the same time is a 3D concept as far as I'm concerned. So you can occupy two spaces at once. In fact, what my belief is that you occupy an infinite number of spaces with that infinite network that each of us has. So I felt myself roll onto the floor, and there was darkness. And I didn't move very much. I didn't go very far. I think whatever this place was, it wasn't very far away, guys. It was fairly close. There was darkness, and then that darkness slowly lifted. And the first thing I saw were, believe it or not, sewing machines. I saw several of them. They seemed to, oh my gosh, there were so many of these sewing machines. I just saw them all in a row, and they were just several of them. Now, it was interesting because I saw the sewing machines on a screen, like my computer screen. I was staring at it. And I was moving toward this computer screen with these sewing machines, and then the scene changed, and suddenly I was looking at this warehouse, and this warehouse was absolutely enormous, guys. It was one of the biggest things I have ever, it was so big. I mean, I've been inside warehouses before, but this place was huge, and there were a number of people, and they were working. Now, I couldn't see what they were doing. What my thought was this was some sort of manufacturing warehouse. But again, the biggest warehouse that I'd ever seen, and the number of people that were in there that were working was just, I couldn't have counted them. There were so many people. But again, I was seeing this on a screen, which was interesting. I was in some sort of room, and the screen was showing this. And there was nothing else but this sort of computer screen that reminded me of my Mac computer screen a little bit. And so as I'm staring at this, suddenly there's this man, and he appears just beside me. Just suddenly, like I was looking at the screen, and then suddenly this man appeared. He couldn't have been more than 5'5", 5'6", sort of dirty blondish hair, maybe late 30s, early 40s. I could say he had kind of, I guess this is an old school way of saying it, a 5 o'clock shadow. He had kind of a beard, but not really. There was a little bit of there. It wasn't a full grown beard. And so the guy's looking up at me, and I looked down at him, and it's interesting. I shook his hand, and I said my name. I told him what my name was, and I said, I'm from Earth. And I asked him, what is this place called? Oh my gosh, it's so interesting. You know, depending on who it is that I'm dealing with, this question of where I am or what's going on can be, sometimes I get an answer right away. Sometimes I don't get anything. This man, as I shook his hand, he just held my hand, did not let go of my hand. And then he took my hand and he put it close to his face and was just holding it. Now, for those of you who have listened to many of my experiences, you'll know that I believe that there are certain triggers that send me back at times. There are beings that will come and do certain things to me to kind of send me back here so that I open my eyes back in the 3D world. If it weren't for those people, perhaps I might end up staying there forever. Who knows? But this man, when he moved my hand close to his mouth, I thought, okay, this person's going to bite me, because that has been one of the trigger things. The person or the being has bitten me, and I feel it, and I open my eyes. Nothing too painful, just a way to kind of, I guess, wake me up in the 3D world, I suppose. But this man was holding it, and I'm thinking to myself, oh no, he's going to bite me, he's going to bite me. But he didn't. What I believe was he was attempting to communicate with me in some way, maybe telepathically. But I think because of the talk that I had in the background in the first place, I didn't have on my storm sounds. I think that this may have been something that was blocking his communication. I'm not sure. But shortly after that, I ended up coming back after standing there for a while with this man holding my hand, whoever he was, whoever this being was. And that was the experience, a very interesting one. By the way, guys, I don't know what they were making in that warehouse. I have no idea. I don't know exactly what the sewing machines were about. May have been some sort of translation that my mind did to make sense of something that it didn't understand. That's a possibility. Who knows? I'm not sure. But this was an experience. It's been a while since I've had an experience. Some of the experiences, again, have been very brief, which is why I haven't necessarily talked about them. And it looks like, looking at the amount of time that this experience took, that I'm going to have to, again, I will make another video for the previous experience, this past experience that I had that I haven't posted yet. I think it's a very interesting one, and I think that people will be interested in it. So I promise you, I will definitely be doing that experience very soon. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me, and until next time, take care.